Have you ever thought that you really understand Tanzania? Surely, when mentioning this country, images of the majestic Kilimanjaro, lions roaming the endless grasslands, or the sun-drenched beaches of Zanzibar will appear in your mind. But imagine, what would happen if I told you that these images are just the tip of the iceberg? There are stories, secrets hidden under that shell, that even the most experienced travelers may have never heard of. Tanzania is not only a beautiful natural picture, but also a place that hides historical and cultural truths that few people know. Come with me to discover a Tanzania that is far from what you know. A Tanzania that not only has wild natural beauty, but is also a place where many civilizations intersect, where every mountain, every river tells a different story. Part 1. Common stereotypes about Tanzania. When it comes to Tanzania, most people will immediately think of Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak, or national parks like Serengeti with the wildlife migrations that we often see on TV. These images have become iconic when thinking about Tanzania, making many people forget that this country has a lot more to offer. But did you know that Tanzania is more than just a safari paradise? In fact, Tanzania is also one of the most culturally rich countries in Africa, with more than 120 ethnic groups living together peacefully. These ethnic groups have lived here for thousands of years, and each group has its own customs, languages, and traditions, creating a diverse picture that few people know about. In addition, Tanzania is also a place with a long history, once being the center of East African trade, where Arab, Persian, and Indian traders came to trade, creating a rich and diverse culture. These stories are often overshadowed by the images of safari and Kilimanjaro, but they are the very elements that make up the soul of Tanzania. Part 2. Exploring Tanzanian culture and society. Tanzanian culture is more than just the dances and songs we often see in traditional festivals. It's a blend of ancient and modern elements, where thousands of years old customs still exist and are respected in daily life. Music and dance play an important role in Tanzanian life. Imagine, in a small village in a remote mountainous area, you can come across traditional ceremonies with vibrant dances performed by local artists. These dances are not only for entertainment, but also carry spiritual message passed down from generation to generation. A typical example is ngoma, a traditional art form consisting of dance and drums, often performed during important festivals. Ngoma is not just a form of entertainment, but also a way to communicate with ancestors and gods, to pray and convey the wishes of the community. But don't think that Tanzania is all about ancient customs. In big cities like Dar es Salaam, you will see the modernity and dynamism of this society. This city is a convergence of many different cultures, from Arabs, Indians to Europeans, creating a diverse and colorful picture. Here, you can see skyscrapers standing side by side with traditional markets where modern and classical music coexist in perfect harmony. Community customs are also an integral part of Tanzania's social life. Tanzanians believe in the strength of the community, and they have a very tight support system. A typical example is Ujamaa, a concept developed under President Julius Nyerere, which emphasizes unity and sharing within the community. Although Ujamaa is no longer an official policy, its spirit still exists strongly in the daily lives of Tanzanians, where people are always ready to help each other in times of trouble. Part 3. Nature and different geography. Tanzania, a land of natural wonders that few have ever discovered. Did you know that besides Kilimanjaro, Tanzania has many other beautiful landscapes that few people know about? The Usambara region is one such destination. Located in northeastern Tanzania, the Usambara mountain range is not only a place of beautiful scenery, but also home to many rare species of flora and fauna. Interestingly, this area is not yet known to many tourists, making it an ideal destination for those who love the wild and quiet. In addition, Lake Natron, located in northern Tanzania, is a landscape that you may not have heard of. With its characteristic red color, this lake is one of the strangest destinations in the world. Due to its high alkalinity, Lake Natron water can turn all living creatures into stone statues, creating a landscape that is both beautiful and terrifying. This is one of the mysteries of nature that only the truly brave dare to explore. Mafia Islands, although not as famous as Zanzibar, are one of the lesser-known tropical paradises. With beautiful coral reefs and rich marine biodiversity, this archipelago is an ideal destination for those who love scuba diving. Not as noisy and crowded as Zanzibar, Mafia gives you the feeling of discovering a private paradise. It is impossible not to mention Ruaha National Park, located in southern Tanzania. This is one of the largest national parks in Africa, but is little known to tourists. Ruaha is home to a wide range of wildlife, from lions, elephants, to leopards. What's special is that this park has not been heavily touristed, giving you the most authentic experience close to nature. Part 4. Unexpected historical stories. Tanzania is not only a place with wonderful natural landscapes, but also a land rich in history, with many stories that you may have never heard. Few people know that Tanzania was once the center of East African trade for centuries. Arab, Persian, and Indian traders came here to trade gold, ivory, and slaves, creating a diverse culture that is still evident today. Zanzibar, an island in Tanzania, was once the center of the slave trade in East Africa. This fact is not only a sad part of Tanzania's history, but also one of the little-known facts about this country. Another interesting historical story is about the resistance period against German colonialism. Tanzanians, especially the Hehe and Maji people, fought valiantly to protect their homeland from colonial rule. The Maji uprising is a tragic yet proud historical event of the Tanzanian people. Taking place from 1905 to 1907, this uprising was not only a military struggle, but also a demonstration of patriotism, solidarity, and indomitable spirit in the face of colonial oppression. Maji was led by a group of indigenous leaders, but what was special was the participation of thousands of people from different tribes, united into a force against the common enemy. The people believed that they received magical powers from the Maji water, a mystical water that was said to have the ability to protect them from German bullets. With this strong belief, they launched a widespread uprising from the coast to the interior. Although the uprising was eventually brutally suppressed by the German army, the spirit of Maji lives on in the hearts of the Tanzanian people as a symbol of resistance and courage. In addition, Tanzania is home to one of Africa's greatest ancient civilizations, the Kingdom of Kilwa Kisiwani. Located on an island off the southern coast of Tanzania, Kilwa was one of East Africa's most important trading centers for hundreds of years. From the 9th to the 16th centuries, Kilwa controlled most of the trade between Africa, the Middle East, and India, trading in gold, ivory, and other precious products. Kilwa was also one of the first cities in Africa to build stone buildings, with unique architecture that still exists today. However, not everyone knows that the Kingdom of Kilwa Kisiwani was not only famous for its wealth and prosperity, but also witnessed complex political intrigues and fierce power struggles. These upheavals led to the decline of the kingdom, and eventually, Kilwa fell to the Portuguese colonialists in the 16th century. Despite being destroyed and forgotten for centuries, Kilwa Kisiwani remains a priceless heritage of Tanzania, reflecting the richness of its history and culture. Tanzania also plays an important role in modern African history, as it was at the center of the continent-wide struggle for independence. It is the birthplace of Julius Nyerere, the founder and first president of Tanzania after gaining independence from Britain in 1961. Nyerere is not only a respected leader in his country, but also a symbol of the African liberation movement. He promoted the idea of ujamaa, meaning unity or community, emphasizing economic self-reliance and solidarity within the community to build an independent and developed nation. This idea not only influenced domestic policy, but also spread to many other African countries, contributing to the wave of independence across the continent. The life and work of Julius Nyerere is a testament to the importance of Tanzania in the modern African historical picture. Nyerere was a tireless advocate for the unity of the continent and a strong advocate for the liberation of the colonized nations. Tanzania, under his leadership, became a destination for revolutionaries from all over Africa, providing support and refuge to liberation movements from countries such as South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Angola. These historical stories are not just isolated events, but they contributed to the formation of Tanzania as it is today. They reflect the spiritual strength, resilience, and solidarity of the Tanzanian people. Part 5. Mysterious and unique tribes. Tanzania is not only famous for its majestic landscapes or illustrious history, but also for its unique and mysterious tribes. These tribes not only carry their own distinct traditions and customs, but also play an important role in maintaining and promoting the cultural identity of this country. The Hadza tribe, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world, is a living testament to the primitive life in the wild. Living mainly in the area around Lake Eyasi, northern Tanzania, the Hadza people still maintain the traditional hunting and gathering lifestyle from thousands of years ago. They do not grow crops, do not raise livestock, and do not own any personal property, but live completely dependent on nature. The Hadza hunt wild animals and collect fruits and roots from the surrounding forests. Men usually hunt while women take on the gathering. They have incredible hunting skills, with bows and arrows as their main weapons. Interestingly, the Hadza have a deep knowledge of plants and animals, from edible plants to medicinal plants. The Hadza live in simple huts made of branches and palm leaves, without a fixed structure and easily moved. Their lives seem completely separate from the modern world, and they are also not interested in scientific or technological advances. It is their simplicity and closeness to nature that has helped them survive for thousands of years, while many other civilizations have been lost or transformed. The Maasai tribe is one of the most famous tribes in East Africa, with a strong presence not only in Tanzania, but also in Kenya. The Maasai are known for their bright red clothes and semi-nomadic lifestyle. The Maasai warriors, called Moran, are known for their courage and outstanding fighting skills. Since ancient times, the Maasai have lived by raising cattle, especially cows, and consider them their most valuable asset. For them, cattle are not only food, but also a measure of wealth and social status. Maasai tradition holds that cows are a gift from the gods, and they have the right to own all the cattle in the world. This has led to many conflicts with other tribes in the past. Despite many social and economic changes, the Maasai have maintained traditional customs such as circumcision, jumping high to show strength, and drinking cow blood as a symbol of bravery. The Maasai also have a special relationship with nature and the land. They believe that land cannot belong to anyone, and everyone has the right to use it. Therefore, the Maasai often live a nomadic life, moving from place to place in search of new pastures for their cattle. Despite pressure from the government to settle and change their way of life, the Maasai people have remained steadfast in their traditions, maintaining their cultural identity and independent spirit. The Chaga tribe, another tribe in Tanzania, is no less special. The Chaga live mainly on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. Unlike the Hadza and Maasai, the Chaga are famous for their agricultural skills. They have developed complex irrigation systems, which help bring water from mountain streams down to irrigate their fields. Thanks to that, their land becomes fertile, rich, and produces many crops such as bananas, coffee, and potatoes. What is special about the Chaga is that they have a very developed social system with a clear division of power. They have village leaders, called Mongi, and councils of elders who help run the community. The Chaga also have a traditional education system, where values and knowledge are passed down from generation to generation through rituals and storytelling. In addition, the Chaga are known for their rich art and culture. They have traditional dances, unique music, and colorful murals that depict daily life and religious beliefs. The Chaga also have a tradition of holding large festivals to honor their ancestors and gods, where people come together to sing, dance, and pray for a good harvest. The Sukuma tribe, the largest tribe in Tanzania, also plays an important role in the country's diverse cultural landscape. The Sukuma live mainly in the central and western regions of Tanzania, near Lake Victoria. They are famous for their farming and animal husbandry skills, especially rice cultivation and cattle breeding. The Sukuma have a rich culture with many special traditions and rituals, including dancing and singing competitions held during festivals. One of the remarkable things about the Sukuma is their traditional legal system. They have clear rules and regulations to maintain order in the community, and those who violate them are severely punished. However, the Sukuma also value tolerance and forgiveness. They believe that everyone has the right to be forgiven and given a chance to start over. The life of the Sukuma is a blend of tradition and modernity. Despite the influence of many outsiders, they have retained their core values. They live in small villages where people know each other and work together, sharing joys and sorrows. The Sukuma are also very friendly and hospitable, always ready to welcome visitors with smiles and sincere hospitality. When exploring the tribes of Tanzania, one not only sees cultural diversity but also feels the strong connection between people and nature. These tribes, although living in different conditions, have one thing in common. They respect and love the land they call home. Their traditions, beliefs, and lifestyles have contributed to the unique and rich identity of Tanzania, a land full of mystery and charm. Tanzania is not only home to diverse and culturally rich tribes, but also a country of majestic natural wonders and fascinating legends. Tanzania's vast expanses are the stage for some of the most spectacular natural spectacles, from the towering Mount Kilimanjaro, the endless Serengeti, to the stunning beaches that stretch along the shores of the Indian Ocean. But hidden beneath the natural beauty are mysterious stories, strange creatures, and unexplained events. Are they just random coincidences of nature, or is there something more mysterious waiting to be discovered? Let's find out together in the next part. Part 6. Connecting the present and the future. As the light of the past fades, we enter a rapidly changing Tanzania, where the intersection of tradition and modernity creates a colorful picture. This country not only preserves its long-standing cultural values, but also strives to assert itself on the world map. That is the point connecting the present and the future of Tanzania. Economic and social development. Tanzania is experiencing an impressive period of economic development. With an average GDP growth rate of 6 to 7% per year over the past decade, the country has become one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. The transition from an agricultural economy to an industrial and service economy is taking place strongly, especially in areas such as energy, mining, and tourism. Tourism is one of the important pillars of the Tanzanian economy. Thanks to its rich natural landscape and cultural heritage, Tanzania attracts millions of tourists every year. From adventures on Mount Kilimanjaro to exciting expeditions in the Serengeti or Zanzibar, visitors experience a diverse and unique Tanzania. This not only brings in a large amount of income for the country, but also contributes to improving the lives of local people. But the development does not stop at the numbers. Tanzania has been working hard to improve the quality of life for its people, especially in the areas of education and health. The government has implemented important reforms to improve the educational attainment of the younger generation, while improving the health infrastructure to meet the growing demand for healthcare. These steps have not only created a solid foundation for sustainable development, but also opened up great opportunities for future generations, challenges, and potential. Despite its remarkable achievements, Tanzania still faces many challenges. One of the biggest challenges is the issue of economic and social inequality. Although the economy is growing rapidly, not everyone has benefited from that development. The gap between regions and between rich and poor is still quite large. Many remote communities still live in poor conditions, with limited access to education and healthcare. Climate change is also a serious threat to Tanzania. Extreme weather conditions, from droughts to floods, are on the rise, negatively affecting agricultural production and people's lives. For a country that relies heavily on agriculture like Tanzania, climate change threatens not only food supplies, but also the entire economy. However, challenges always go hand in hand with opportunities. Tanzania has a huge potential in natural resources, from gold and diamond mines to huge offshore gas reserves. If exploited and managed sustainably, these resources can become a major driver of the country's economic development. Tanzania's future. So what does Tanzania's future look like? Can the country overcome its current challenges to achieve a brighter future? Tanzania's future depends not only on exploiting its natural resources or economic development. It also depends on how the country addresses social issues, protects the environment, and unleashes human potential. To do that, Tanzania needs to build an effective governance system, strengthen international cooperation, and especially invest in education and human development. Technology and innovation will play an important role in Tanzania's future. With the explosion of digital technology, Tanzania has the opportunity to leapfrog many sectors, from education and health to agriculture and industry. Applying technology to production and business activities will help increase productivity, reduce costs, and create many new job opportunities. At the same time, technology also opens the door for Tanzania to participate in the global market, bringing its products and services to the world. Cultural and modern connection. An indispensable factor in Tanzania's development is the connection between traditional and modern culture. Amidst the waves of modernization, Tanzania has maintained its traditional cultural values. The combination of modernity and tradition not only helps maintain cultural identity, but also creates a unique feature for Tanzania in the international arena. Preserving and promoting traditional culture is not only the task of the state, but also the responsibility of every Tanzanian. Tribes with unique customs, traditional languages, and arts need to be preserved and developed. This not only helps Tanzania become an attractive tourist destination, but also creates solidarity and cohesion in society. Tanzania, a future to look forward to. Looking forward, Tanzania appears as a rising star, full of potential and promise. It is a country of opportunities where tradition and modernity intersect, creating a vibrant and colorful picture. Despite the challenges ahead, with the right steps, Tanzania could become one of the pioneering countries in Africa, contributing to the prosperity and development of the region. When you look back at what you know about Tanzania, think about the strong connection between the past, present, and future. A country that not only preserves its core values, but also constantly strives to assert itself on the international stage. Tanzania is far from what you know, and its story continues, full of challenges but also full of hope. And as an invitation, explore and experience Tanzania for yourself to see that this land is truly far from what you know. Please support us by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next videos.